Honestly, this is kind of one of the most interesting situations around the NFL for like how good can they actually look. What you got, Cliff?
Man, I actually, based off my record prediction, it won't sound like it, but I think this team's going to be better than than they were. I just like what they're doing. I think they got gonna have some grit and gonna play hard. I think they did last year also. But just running down their schedule, man, I got them at 4-13.
Oh,
So again,
oh,
I think it's a lot of these games they lose that they could be right in the thick of it, but they're the Lions. So
whew.
they start the season at home versus the Eagles. L. Then you play the Commanders at home. I got them winning that game. Um, at the Vikings. L. Home against the Seahawks. I got them winning that game.
Wow.
Too many question marks with the Seahawks. I think the Lions are a young team, but I think they can
Aiden
still they
Hutchinson
can
No,
might have
still
a
win.
big game. Hutchinson
I'm
probably
just saying.
wild that
Oh,
game.
go ahead. Mostly, I'm saying wow because you had them winning like two of their first 4 or 5 games,
Yeah.
and then you're like the next 12 weeks is a
Yeah.
slaughter.
Nah. So yeah, there's a stretch of a bunch of L's thrown at you. So you got the Pats, at the Cowboys, home against the Dolphins, home against the Packers, at the Bears, at the Giants, home against the Bills, home against the Jags, and they
Yeah.
still won. They still won at home versus the Vikings. Then they take an L to at the Jets, take an L at the Panthers, dub against the Bears at home late in the season, and then an L to finish the season at the Packers.
They might win that against the Packers. The Packers are sitting people.
I didn't. I thought about that, but I didn't take it into consideration. I just looked at it pound for pound.
I
But
don't think
I
the
think
Packers can sit with the Vikings on their ass this year.
nah. I think the four teams they beat are the Commanders, Seahawks, Vikings once, and the Bears once. I just feel like that team is they're young. I think they're gonna like be in games. Like I mean, they beat the Vikings last year. So I mean, it's not that was one of the games they did win. So I think that's why I don't believe in the Vikings as much. I just think you can't lose games like that.
The Vikings love to give it up.
Yeah, that's
Like,
that.
who was your backup when y'all came into Minnesota and beat them?
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush. Yeah, Cooper Rush came into Minnesota and beat the brakes off them boys. Like, that was wild. The Vikings are a team that will, like, give it up when they
They'll give up
shouldn't.
a game. They'll give up a
Yeah.
game. So
Hmm.
that's why I feel that way about 4-13. I think is reasonable. So that's kind of my spill on them. As far as obviously playoffs, that's not in their future. They filing for a top five pick again. So
Hey.
build that team, build them up. They might surprise me. They might steal six off the
I
whoa.
think they. I think they can steal 6. I'm gonna be honest.
Man, I
Okay.
just
You think they can steal 6, but you had the Bears as a 4-win team?
come
Yeah,
on, man.
fact.
All right. At least Cliff.
Look at your offensive line to their offensive line.
Their offensive
Uh,
line is much better.
Who?
It's
The
been
Lions,
much
the
better.
Lions,
Yeah,
the
you got the
Lions offensive
Lions.
Yeah,
line is
yeah,
much better.
and
You got
somehow with
Swift.
that better offensive line, they've continuously failed and underperformed.
Look at the games they lost last year. They didn't get blown out, big dog. They weren't getting dragged every game. So I'm
Mhm.
saying you
They
look
were
at their
in a lot
line.
of games. You're right.
Yeah,
They were in
you
a
look
lot of
at their
games.
line, the weapons they got from the off season. Their defensive line got an improvement. Jeff Okuda is coming back healthy because was he injured last year or was he came back midway? I think he came
He
back
was hurt a
midway.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna have him. I think they make not noise, but they go towards the right. Like they're already building towards the right direction. They got a coach that the players like love playing for. Like I think that's a big thing. Like he says some crazy shit sometimes. Then I think about it, like
Recaps.
yeah, when I think about it, like as a coach, I'm like bro, like
Oh,
if he was my coach, I'd probably be like excited, like like he talks like that.
Have y'all
So
seen that meme that's like he sounds like Dutch from Red Dead Redemption 2? They sound exactly alike him in this video game character. It's so funny.
yeah, yeah.
Who do
Did
y'all
y'all
think is
know
better, Darnell Mooney or Amon Ross St. Brown?
Darnell
Darnell
Mooney?
Mooney.
Bro, you smoking dust asking that question.
Darnell
Bro, I
Mooney.
mean, look at the
I think
numbers, bro.
St. Brown
Smoking
is
dust.
don't sleep on St. Brown, man.
I
Do
think
not
St.
sleep on
Brown
St.
could
I
Brown.
didn't say
more-
he was trash. I just said you think you smoking dust, thinking he's better than Darnell Mooney.
I
might
asked a
he might have better hands.
question.
He might have better hands though.
I don't
for
think
sure.
it's that far off, to be honest with you.
Wow. All right. Yeah, I'm listening.
I'm just taking Darnell because you can't teach speed. Like I think they're close, like Cliff says, but I think the speed factor is definitely different. But like Cliff says, it's not like it's like woo.
I can
It's
see
like-
St. Brown being now. Listen, I can see St. Brown being a slot receiver like a Hunter Renfro, Cooper Cup.